Here we go, a 10-foot aluminum brake, a Mark II TrimMaster, and we rented it from, used to be called Taylor Renter, not Taylor Rental, now it's Broadway Rental. What else do we know? And that's a website. Oh, I gotta get the cutter. The cutter came with it too. Yeah, so this is my first time using a brake. Time to play. Okay, so here is my profile for the longer section, and it needed to be 14 inches. I added up all the dimensions, so you know, 14-inch wide piece, and it's got to be about 7 foot long. And this is 14 inches by 10 foot, so I think I'm gonna take a foot section, because this is how I work better. I'm gonna take a foot section of this, practice with it, make a cut, make this profile, and see how it fits on here. Because that profile goes like this. It's supposed to have, let's go here. It's gonna have the 3/4 inch seam, 1.5 inches, 3.5, and a 3/4 inch hem for a drip edge. And then it's gotta go 8 inches and then a 3/4 inch hem up on this side. So I think I'm gonna practice cutting and bending that profile and then see what I have to do for the ends for that. And then we'll do the real piece. All right, I got my roll on a stick. I pulled off 13.5. And I made a mark there, and I made a mark there. You can sit this bar down, and now we're gonna try to load the cutter and do it. Let's see what happens. Whoa, special. Woo-hoo. Note to self, don't go backwards. All right, so we marked 3/4 inch, 3/4 inch. We have this pressed down, and now we're gonna lift up this bottom bar and try to do a hem. All right, my power is invested in me. Special. Okay, there's my first seam. My hem, I guess it's called. That was pretty sweet. All right, now we gotta do 1.5 inches. Okay, so now, here's my hem. I need to do a 90. So we did that hem. We're gonna do that 90. Now we have to do 1.5 inches. Okay, so here's my piece, and now I need to bend this, need to bend that back, so it's not going to fit into the brake with the bending bar yet. Huh, I must gonna have to think about that for the next one. Then look, here is our profile. We wanted a hem, 1.5 inches, 3.5 with a 3/4 inch hem for a drip edge. But now, Houston, we got a problem. This is supposed to come all the way to this side. So, obviously, my math and the math of the current state of the universe must not be the same. Let's see where the error is. Because I calculate I need 14-inch wide, and I'm going to need more than that. Okay, so that's not 14, it's 17.5. Somehow the math in my head didn't equal the math on the calculator. So what's plan B? All right, so what's the prognosis? Well, I do need to figure out how to do this drip edge on the brake, not manually. So I think I have to practice with another piece on that. I bought 14-inch, which is not enough. So either I have to buy 20-inch, or I can piece things together with the two 14-inch 10-foot long pieces I have. But then for that end, I would need to buy more 20. But I have the 14. I'm not really using it for much else, I don't think. And I do need to try this profile, this one here, to see what kind of mistakes I made too. So I'm not quite sure which one I'm going to do first. There we go. We use our cutter, cut off a 1 foot long piece of 20-inch wide flashing. Okay, so I practiced with a piece of paper to make my bends. So this is what we needed, this one. We needed a hem. There's my hem, which we did before. I need a drip edge here, so I gotta go 90 down. So I bent my 90 first. And then I was able to turn it and then do my 3/4 inch hem for a drip edge, which would come all the way up, which is what I need. And then I just need a bend and a hem at the end. All right, so I think I figured out how to do that one. Let's do it. Okay, by the powers invested in me, I think it's gonna work. All right, so that's how this one's fitting up. You can see underneath, and then it's gonna come up. And then this is our roofing. So the plan was to bend this 3/4 of an inch at this angle, inch this way, and then do a 3/4 hem. So I think I need to cut this to length, put the hem on the end, and then do one of these two. I'm not sure which. Okay, we got this profile. We got our drip edge here like we wanted. Comes up, and the plan is to put a strip such as this. It's only 1/2 inch high. Wrap this up on top and tack it down. And then this roofing is going to sit over the top of it like that. That's the plan. I just need more hands to hold it. So this will be all the way up. That'll be tacked down, and I put my screws through the top, and that water should flow off. We have a drip edge. That's what I'm thinking. All right, so that profile worked. I was able to get my drip edge in the break okay, but now I gotta think about what I'm gonna do on the end, so that's the next piece. All right, let's look at the end pieces. So this piece is gonna go on first, because on the bottom of this, I want this piece to be solid all the way, because it's gonna be shifting around. So I want this piece to be a full piece. This piece goes on first, and we're going to create a little tab. On the bottom, we're going to bring it up like this. Gives us a little bit of structure there to tack it in. I think I'm going to maybe leave this and use my pliers, which are only 1 inch, not 1.5 inch throat. So this is 1.5 inches. I think I'm going to make it 1 inch so that I can actually use those things, 3x1. And then fold this over to make this a hem here. Make a hem here. And then that will get tacked in. And then this piece is going to slide up. I gotta put the camera down. And then this piece will slide up there with our drip edge. This will fold over. I'm gonna put, I think, a hem here, and a hem at an angle here. I'll cut this inner piece off. And then I can tack that like this. And then my roof goes on there. I think I kind of like how that is going to work. All right, so with that, I'm gonna go for lunch. So I did put a hem on there with my pliers, and I think I like the way that looks. It's a good finished edge. No one's gonna die, get their hands ripped open on it. And there'll be a hem up on the top too. The bottom has a hem or a bend on it anyways. Very good. I'm going for lunch. All right, we got 2 rolls of 14-inch, and on these side walls, end walls, we're gonna need some work. So I'm gonna save that. For up here, I need 20-inch. I have 1 roll of 20-inch, which is over here. And that will get me this side, or may not be the best. And it is starting to snow, so this may not work, but I need a little bench to lay things out so I can start marking them. I have to back this in underneath the thing. Note to self is not an infinite throat, so some of these things I have to rethink how I'm going to do the bends. Let's do this one. Okay, some notes to self. I think we need to cut to width, because at the end I don't have enough to get the roller thing in here, so I'm just going to give it an extra big hem. So I need to cut and put the hem on this side first before I do all the other folds. Well, have a look. is not straight because this is the mark to bend it over. Here we do. We have this section, which should go right there. And it looks like the same profile as we made of the prototype. All right, this was first piece, this is second piece, and this is how it's gonna sit on there. And this will go in there, and this will attach to there. We have the foam piece, and that's the, let's get the top on. And then this is how it should all line up and drilled, screwed down here, and our side should be nice and good. So 2 more rolls of 20-inch for this section here. And that section, it's already like 5 o'clock, been at it since 10 o'clock this morning. Brake's gotta go back tomorrow morning, so we're just gonna get going to it. All right, here's this section. Took a little bit to figure out how to get some of the bends in there tight. Not a whole lot of room to play. So obviously it fits good over here. Yeah, so got 1 more to make for down there, and then that brake has to go back tomorrow morning, so I think I'll finish it. I'll do a late dinner, I'll get that done. All right, we got to get our brake back on our trailer tomorrow morning. I don't want to put it on, leave it outside overnight. And we got our 4 pieces of flashing all formed, profiled, and then at leisure we can get them put onto here, but tomorrow morning I'll get this back. I had a lot of fun with that. That was like the first time I really used it. So a lot of how to use it, pretty slick with the cutter, pretty nice to make all those sharp, nice crisp bends. Yeah, that was worth the $80. That's a good therapy project.